Shine. You ready? Are you ready for this? You ready for this? Are you ready for some boom, baby, boom? That's the energy I get from the sunshine. That's that rise. That's that shine. And even right now, as we pull up, people are pulling up, things are going good, dudes are coming out, and guess what? The sun is shining. It's warm on our souls. And so I was asking last night, did you watch the fight? Because honestly, there's a fight every day for our mental stability, our lives, and we don't fight for it. Literally spent 8 hours watching this fight last night, calling it for the UFC. And it's like, when's the last time you put in the shape for me? When's the last time you fought for anything? And now we have the question: did you watch the fight last night? And the fight wasn't what was on TV, and it wasn't what was on Netflix. It wasn't what people were watching. It's watching them fight for their lives. That's what I want people to watch. Thank you. That's the end of that noise in the background. I think it's a good time to smoke that blunt that I didn't bring.
No smoke for you.
Didn't bring it.
Don't smoke for you.
My weed club card definitely didn't tell you to join weed club. Definitely didn't have the private jets flying over you. Let's bless up, shall we? Bless it up. Get these little cat hairs out of here. And let's fight for our lives, shall we? The thing that I wanted the most was a business. I think people will tell you that money will fix everything. Or maybe if you find the right person, everything will just be unlocked, or you won't have to do much. Your whole idea as a human is to find the easy way out. Turns out, you should be looking for a way in. And I know it sounds spiritual because it is, but fighting for a way to get into your own mindset and say, hey, these things don't apply to me anymore. Get into fights with people, get frustrated with things, not fighting for your health. A lot of these things go by the wayside, and then we're stuck. And I think I posted fuck the system, but it didn't want to work. But man, if there's not a system here in play to keep you there on a Friday night for Mike Tyson, and then keep you there all Saturday night for a fight for UFC, and then nothing ends up happening. You don't fight for anything. You never had to put the lighter back down to not smoke cigarettes. You never had to put your idea down on paper so it would become something. You never sat there long enough with the pain to become familiar with it. And that's what ends up happening. You can't build up a tolerance. You build up a tolerance to weed, you build up a tolerance to alcohol, but you can't build a tolerance up for your fighting aptitude of your life. There's a tolerance there. I don't want to call it a pain tolerance, but the what's this? Not patience, and it's not understanding. I think it's willpower. Straight up, no compromising. It's your willpower. You will yourself to get up out of bed in the morning, and most of it's a necessity. Most of it's like I gotta go pee, I gotta use the restroom, I gotta use the toilet. Most of the time, the things that you want can't be stopped. If you really want it, I almost might have to arm wrestle you away from your coffee in the morning, right? If you want to make time for your cats, even if it's time to go to work, you will. People find a way to get what they want, and I'm trying to get them to what they really, really want. That's the whole goal. Was like I really wanted to have a business. I really wanted to stay out of trouble. I really wanted to have a wife and a life and some babies. I wanted to do all these things before I died, and make sure that I fight for it. I think it's a lot of lip service out there when you hear people. And I was gonna say this the other day, but it escaped my mind. But it came back today, and this one lady. Did I ever tell you this story? There's this famous uh, piano lady, right? and she was performing. I think she was a Russian chick. And the dude was like, "You're so good. I love it. I would kill for your talent." How many times have you heard that? And this bitch straight froze in front of everybody and said, "No, you wouldn't." And everybody froze at the dinner. "No, for sure. You're the most talent. I'd kill for your talent." You said, "No, you wouldn't. Because you weren't me when I was 12 years old and my mom was making me do piano lessons. You weren't me when I didn't have a boyfriend in high school because I was always fucking practicing. You didn't make the decisions and the sacrifices and put in the energy to do these things. So, no, you wouldn't die for it. Hell, you wouldn't even fight for it." And this is the fight I wanted to talk about this morning. Did you see the fight last night? Most people are talking about the fight. They're not talking about the fight for their lives. They're not talking about things that they adjusted. Instead, now you're a not a participant, you're a spectator. And as a spectator, that means you pay to watch. And as a player, you get paid to play. And I'd much rather you get paid to play like a child, you know. Did you get paid to play? You know, did you get paid to do a design? Did you get inspired by anything? Did you fight your habit? You know, and that's it, dude. I'd like to see you fight your habit. If fucking Mike Tyson can show up at 58 years old in his underwear and everybody's watching him fucking slip and fall to get out on his walkout, that's always fun, you know, watch him fall $20 million on the carpet just to walk out. You know, that's what you're watching. You're watching someone else fight for their life, fight for their families, fight for the betterment of their lives, fight for a competitive advantage. And this is what I'm talking about. It's the biggest fight of our lives, and we don't participate. We spectate. And I don't think life is a spectator sport. I just don't believe it. I believe that it's very interactive. I feel that it's very hands on too. I know a lot of people like to stay inside their little cushy homes, inside their cushy little lives. But I'm here to tell you that's only going to be soft for a little bit, bro. Just a little bit of time. But life has a way of challenging us, it has ways of putting mountains right in front of us and say, "That's the mountain you have to climb." Now, some people, they will look at that mountain, and I don't blame them, and say, "Nah, man, I'm good. I don't want to do all that." You know what I mean? This chick's all over the place. Now she's causing traffic. You
Is
should have
that her
just gone
car
that
making
way.
that
Yeah,
sound?
that's her car. Never heard a car make a backup noise before, but I can see it. But just like I told Michelle, you know, when I got on it, I climbed Machu Picchu, but you guys don't know that the Rainbow Mountain, the one that looks like all the sedimentary rocks look like rainbows, right? Little known fact, and you can Google it. Go look at the elevation of Machu Picchu and Rainbow Mountain. Rainbow Mountain is higher than Machu Picchu. It's 17,000 feet elevation. I climb in this bitch, and this dude missing a fucking leg goes slapping past me. He was missing a leg. I'm walking backwards. I thought I would use it as a warm up. Like, yeah, let's warm up before I do Machu Picchu. Let me get my knees going. Let me get, you know what I mean? And it turns out the fucking mountain's bigger than the other mountain. I did the hard thing first, and that's why I did that the other day. Do the hard things first because that's the fight. The easy part, you're not fighting to do that. There's no effort there. There's no change there. There's no catalyst. And that's the thing. It's like, okay, I challenge myself. Like, I'm here, I'm comfortable with my girl, and then I got to make it uncomfortable in a week. And then I got to go get comfortable again. And then I got to go back to my island. I got to get back into my own patterns and fight for my life. And it's the biggest fight of my life. And if I don't fight for it, if I don't put the 8 hours into it every day, like I do when I'm doing my investments, it's gone. And I didn't mind to do it for entertainment, but most of us will give that 8 hours over, just like I did for entertainment, and not do anything for ourselves. And I have to call myself out on that because I knew I was calling the fight, and I knew I wanted to get more into broadcasting and calling fights. I just love calling fights. I love it. That's it. I've been doing it since I was a kid. But besides for the love of it, I'm fighting for uh, my life. You know, I'm like, it's cool to watch everybody else fucking run around the world and on their dream, on their magic carpet. Where's yours? And I'm wearing mine. You know what I mean? It was cool. This morning, one of the girls said, "Oh, I've read your website." She's like, "That's really fucking cool." She's like, "Proud of you." Everybody's now proud of me. Well, they were proud of me when they didn't know what Saints Addiction was. And now that I fought for Sight in an Hour to get Saints Addiction up, now they can read about it. They can see my passion and idea and formulate it. Not that I put any shirt designs up or that, oh, those designs are so cool or I can't wait to give him 20 bucks and make him a multimillionaire. That was my goal. It was the opposite. It was respect. It was time. It was energy. It's the purple cow. And I've been listening to that audiobook left, right, and left. But Seth Godin's completely correct. You know, you need to have it in everybody's mouth. The purple cow right now is Mike Tyson. He's always been a cash cow. Even in his elderly age, everybody makes money off of Tyson. It's just a name brand. And that's what we're doing here. We're building brands. I have to fight to get my brand out there. To get Saints brand in the hands of Mark Echo not only took me to fight, but multiple times to fight. This is why it's a rounds of fights. You're going to want to be like, oh, I'll fight. Most people fight for 2 minutes. Their rounds were 2 minutes. Most fights are 5 minutes. And most rounds are 3 rounds. And then there's the 5 rounds for championships in UFC. There was only 8 for Mike Tyson, 10, 12 rounds. Real rounds used to be 15 rounds for championships, bro. Come on, man. You're not trying to fight all 15 rounds. Odds are you wouldn't do 15 years for a doctorate. Lord knows you wouldn't do 15 years for a round, and Lord knows you wouldn't do 15 years to build a business. And I'm sitting here 15 years later going, damn, I got old. Mike Tyson looks old. I remember when he looked good. I used to be young with him. And then it's like, oh, the time passed for me as well. Guess what? I'm glad I was fighting alongside him. I'm glad I've had the photos with them. All my friends dropped the photos and flexing that they know Tyson and they're with Tyson. The only reason they got pictures with Tyson is because he's in the weed industry. They didn't hang out with him when he was a bitch. You weren't shooting with me in the gym. They weren't in the gym with them, and that's what people will do. They'll get riding coattails. I took a picture with Mike Tyson, so I should be a champion too. No, sir, no, ma'am. I'm here to tell you, they earned it. I've been there in life. By the way, this message was brought to you by Roken Vapes. Mention Saints Addiction for 15% off anything off their website. And to see someone else try to get the glory off of someone else's shine, right? And sit under the shade of someone else's tree. You're only seeing the glory of a human being fight for their life. That's why we like to watch it. We like to watch somebody reach exalted heights, and at the same time, someone else has to lose really badly. And it's a blood sport. It's vicious. It's violent, and so is life. And that's why I'm saying, did you watch the fight? Did you watch you fight for your life? Did you watch yourself fight for a relationship? I triple dog dare you. Way harder than getting knocked out. It's getting punched in the heart. Other homeboy, Miocic, got kicked in the liver and got dropped. Try getting punched in the heart. Will you get back up? Will you fight for love? Or will you just give up and be like, well, that didn't happen for me, and that one time it didn't work, so I'm always gonna just talk about the times it didn't work. I'm always gonna bitch like at my teachers, at my relationships, at my parents. I'm always going to point the finger at them because now when I give away my, what did my aunt call it? She said, you got to have your empowerment. When I give away my empowerment, now I make everybody else responsible for my happiness. And that means I can give them blame instead of giving myself shame. And I'd like to point it outwards and not have to do any effort because it's so much easier to deflect than to reflect. Ooh, can I get a reflect over deflect shirt? Mostly Saints. You got to reflect on it, dude. You got to be the vision for the vision. You got to shine the light back at it. You got to fight. And I hate to tell you, I really hate to tell people this in the morning, but it's like, what are you fighting for? Are you fighting for your health? Are you fighting for your wealth? Are you fighting for your happiness? Are you fighting for your stability? Are you fighting for your comfort? Are you fighting for satiation? Everybody wants to be satiated. They all want to be more comfortable than a bug in a rug. And some of the times it happens, like when it was raining, we want to be on the couch together, watch a movie, bake some cookies yesterday, watch the fights. It was that day. But every other day of this week, it's been up early, go for walks, get the health in you, focus on what you want to expand. There it is, dude. And I looked at the hard work. And I knew it was opportunity underneath it. All I had to do was put on the gloves, man. And that's what my favorite quote of all time was. Mark Twain. It's not Mark Twain, that's a pseudonym. What's Mark Twain's real name? Samuel
I have
Clemens.
no idea.
Look it up. Samuel Clemens. Mark Twain's real name, right? He only used Mark Twain as a pseudonym, but the quote for the
Samuel Clemens.
Samuel Clemens, boom, baby, boom. Come on now. And your boy would say, "There's opportunity everywhere. It's just covered in hard work." And that's what it is. It's just covered in hard work. It's covered with a fight. It's covered with an obstacle. It's covered with a roadblock. And odds are you're probably coming up to the roadblock and saying, "That's too much work." You put your gloves down and you retired. Just like the UFC fighters, you put your gloves in the middle and go, "I'm done fighting." Okay, bet. See you later. Off into the sunset. Stipe Miocic, you earned it. You go out as a champion. You go out with your, what do they call that when you retire? You get a pension for being a firefighter. Stipe made a lot of money. He's got the respect of his community, and he's got his family, dude. He didn't go out. He went out on his shield, bro. And that's what fighters do. That's what we want to see our Spartans do. They said, on your shield or with it. Don't be coming back empty handed. We much rather you come back dead on your shield than coming back with your shield. Oh, it's a helicopter. Coming back with your shield. Oh, cool. There's a little eclipse. Can you see the rainbow? Just a little edge of it on the edge of the sun. You see a little bit of rainbow right there. See when it eclipses, there's a little bit of a rainbow on the edge. Anyway.
Rudy.
I want to say this because it's a hell of a fight, fighting off your back when opponent's trying to pin you down, or that you're both the same size and you're trying to do a skill set or a maneuver to get them to do the thing that they don't want to do. That's competition. I'm talking about something completely different. This is like an internal fight. It's a little less hands on, a little more minds on. And your mind has to be on the topic. You got to put your eyes on it and be like, okay, this is the thing that I'm going to do. And you know what your obstacle is. You know what your roadblock is. Everyone has it. Everybody's like, man, I've been trying to hit the gym 3 times a week. I've been trying to take my kids out more. I've been trying to, there's something you want. Big enough W. There's got to be something you want to change that. And that's the fight. Find me the girl that can suck out a dab pen and you keep her. Mm. Yeah, man. And it's been the best fight. I'm calling it a sober brand. Saints Addiction is a sober brand. It's a brand about being sobriety. It's a brand about clarity. It's a brand about survival and depression, surviving depression, and surviving poverty and surviving negativity. This is something really hard to do because, like, as you can tell, life wants to bring you down. Comparison is the thief of joy. You can sit there and measure your life and go, why don't I have what these other people have? Or you can go and say, what are the fights that I need to pick? Just like Fight Club, bro. Just like We Club, just like Fight Club. Don't talk about We Club, don't talk about Fight Club. They have to pick a fight. And most people, their whole lives are trying to avoid fights. They're trying to avoid conflict, and it's a necessary part of life. You got to be good at conflict. That's what they tell you about in Robert Greene's book, and study it. Don't be afraid to be like, how can I improve my arguments with my friends? How do I become more productive in the end? You know? How do I mobilize myself to the things that I want? And that's like the hardest fight. Because it usually means sacrifice. Could you spell sacrifice? I knew you could. And way to make a pimp decision. Like Cat Williams said to his kid, can you spell cat sacrifice? You know? way to make a pimp decision. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to make a pimp decision. And that means letting go of something to get something better. Giving up everything for one thing is addiction. Giving up one thing for everything is sobriety. And that's it right there. I have everything. I have love. I have life. I have hope. Uh, 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 I have the glow. And I get to sit in in my shade of my hard work and go, fuck yeah, man. Yeah, my sight's up. Yeah, the world can read about it. Yeah, I'm going to do something with my ideas. No, I'm not going to sit around and let them die with me. I'm going to fight for them. I'm going to fight for this dream. I'm going to fight for this love. I'm going to fight for this relationship. You have to put energy into it. And you're tripping if you think somebody's going to just show up and just be perfect for you. That's fucking bullshit, man. I had to earn this relationship. I had to earn the position to even find the person and be the person and learn to be a better person. What a trip, bro. What a trip it's been. But I'm so grateful. I've never been so comfortable and happy and loved in my life. And I was like, this is so fucking better than this like risky business of, oh, love's supposed to be arguing and fighting and hating on each other and then making up. It's all about fucking and fighting, right? Fucking and fighting. And you're like, do you dare to break that cycle? Stop fighting and fucking and start understanding and mending. Try mending hard stuff. Try growing trust. Try this is the hard stuff. This is a fight, bro, because I promise you, this is the hard stuff. This is the stuff they won't give you. There's no trust on the shelves. There's no confidence on the shelves, and you can't buy real love. So you can go shopping all you want. Yep. Go get yourself a little Birkin bag. That's right. Go ahead, get yourself a little Roken vape. Yep. And you can puff tough. And then you're gonna have to fight for it. You're gonna have to fight for what you want. I knew I wanted to be in the weed industry. I knew I wanted to sell weed products, and I knew I wanted to sell them around the world. So I just did it. Didn't have a budget. They didn't pay for my trip, but I brought all the things with me, and I kept talking about them. Now when I go back, we got purchases, and it pays for me to go traveling even further. So I sit in these dreams because I worked them. I fought for them, man. A lot of times, I'd be homeless in my car, taking showers at the gym. Nothing new here, you know. And selling a shirt so I could have gas money. Going to the event without even gas money, knowing I had to sell one shirt just to get away from the event. Uh, Making instead of being lonely at home, get on that computer instead of jacking off with it. I started designing with it. I taught myself Photoshop. I traveled when I had no money. I persevered. And they call it intrepid, and that means brave, but that's what we are. We're brave to our lives. We're fighting for it, and that's bravery, when you need it, first of all, you need 10 seconds of bravery for almost everything in your life, and it's not all day, and it's not cocky, but it is approaching and it is asking. So, when you got to approach a beautiful woman and you got to ask for her phone number, or you got to approach your boss and you got to ask for a raise, or you got to approach your life and you got to ask for change, bitch, please, that shit's coming. It's coming. They say you want the prize, but you don't want to pay the price. And that's it. There's a price here for this fight. There's a price. They're prize fighters. They're fighting for money. You're probably fighting for money too, but are you fighting for health? Are you fighting for prosperity? Are you fighting for change? Those are the hard fights. Because for sure it's easy to do the easy. For sure you've already done the easy over and over, and you already know what to do, and you already know how to keep your routine. I dare you to fight for a change. A triple dog dare you to do something different every day. That was a fun challenge. And it's been so cool. Like I said, I would sit there and it was hard to break the cycle. Either I'm sitting there on the couch in Vegas or sitting on the couch in Berlin, I was like, oh, I got to do something. And I'm grateful I did. Because then I started walking, and I could be tired on the train and wake up on the island, Museum Island, and then come alive. What would be worse is that my energy would come back, I'd get smoked out, I'd take a shower, sit there, smoke another joint, and then it'd be 2 o'clock and the whole day had gone by. I was like, keep the joint, bring it with you, take that shower, you get to smoke the joint on the way over. And now I'm smoking joints at Museum Island, looking at the museums, enjoying my motherfucking life, doing my lives, and getting the absorbing the energy. I came alive. And you can do the Jay Weiler too and just play on your phone at the gym for first 5-30 minutes just to get warmed up. I promise you, when people start moving around you, excuse me, you're using that bench, excuse me, can I hit that? You're gonna be like, me too, bro, let me just hit this little pink mat, let me just stretch out a little bit. Good morning. And that's it, bro. And that's it. And one foot gets in front of the other, and it becomes motion, and motion becomes emotion, and then you're emotionally vested in it. You're moving forward with it, and it's so shiny, bro, to move forward with things that you care about and fight for the things that you want and achieve them. They feel so much better and more shinier, and I want everybody to shine. That's the point. Everybody needs some shine in their lives. You gotta get in the sun and get it on your skin and make it begin. So don't hesitate. Your boy Marky saying, make it how I live every day, and I want you to have it too. It's the best feeling in the world to say, I fought for my lifestyle, I fought for my woman, I fought for this. You know, I earned it. It wasn't given to me. It wasn't an oopsie baby. It wasn't unplanned. It wasn't like I was sitting there going like, no, that's not what I want. The whole time I kept saying, I want to have children. I want to have a successful business. I want to live on multiple places around the world. I want my clothing brand to be worldwide, and I want to be a successful stoner. And I haven't stopped calling that shot, and I'll be down until it happens. So everybody else, you got your own fight to fight for. You know it. I know it. It ain't going to be given to you. It's not like they hand out championship rings and belts and just go like, here you go. Here's, fight bonus of the night. Nah, dude, you got to do something spectacular. You got to fight for the most bestest situation you can. And that's it. And that's it.
Get your treat.
I hope you fight for it. I really do. I hope somebody's in the corner for you. I hope you have a mentor or coach. I hope you have somebody, an accountability partner, somebody that's keeping you to that thing that you said you were going to do. I got friends that work out but still smoke cigarettes. I got a homie that said he's sober but still drinks. I got I got my own battles to fight, so fuck it. Stop pointing the finger and start doing the work, man. Because the moment you start doing your push-ups is the moment you start pushing your problems down, and the moment you start calling your problems challenges is the moment they become more achievable. They look like obstacle courses, and it's a little more fun. I don't know, Michelle, you're too young, but they used to have this thing called what was it called? Marky, say it. It was a show, and they would fucking pump these dudes with fucking tennis balls. American Gladiator, I think is what it was called. It was so good. It was the early 90s. Everybody had their fucking outfits all neon, and the boys were all on steroids, and so were the girls. And it looked like WWE, and Double Dare had a baby. And you as a human had to go through this obstacle course, and there would be these blocks and shit, and they would sit there and go thump, 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 and with air cannon, nitrous oxide would thump, hit them with these, or fire at them like it was a gun, tennis balls, and these guys would slide around just to do it, or they would come in and hit each other with these, those big pinballs with the helmets on, or they would have to run over and get the ball into the hole and shit and get tackled by guys that were all on juice. No, never in your life. You've missed out. It was the precursor for the Japanese
Ninja
ones.
Warriors.
Yeah, close. But what was the Japanese ones where everybody had to go over the obstacle course and falls, and they would make fun of them?
MXC.
Yeah, like with the Japanese, oh, and the thing. Yeah, similar. You're missing out. That's what it is. It's an obstacle course. All the players are bigger than you. They got better weapons, and your job's to get to the hole. And what a goal! Any hole's a goal. So get them while you can. Smoke them if you got them. don't give up. The fight is for life, and that's what I want people to do. I want them to fight for their life, and what a better day to do it than on a Sunday on the Shine. So don't forget to rise and shine for yourself, for the fight. It's the biggest fight of your life, and it's the only one that matters. So stop trying to buy someone else's fight. Stop trying to fucking Netflix it up and chill. Stop trying to fucking pay-per-view. Pay your view. It's the best sight to be seen. I'm telling you, I've seen it all with these eyes. Thine eyes have seen the glory. You know what I mean? And that's peace and love today. Peace, a little bit of love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But go over to Roken Vapes, mention Saints Addiction, and get 15% off. Let's blow them up. They're the homies, they're the fam bam, and they got awesome products. They're sending me the new Pro Pen. This is the bar. This is the bar. They're gonna send me the Bar Pro. So wait till you see the digital version of this. Peace. I'll see you on the other side. Chigathon.